Hello everyone, welcome to this new video. This video is going to be about how to install Tails operating system on your computer. I'm going to explain it to you by installing the Tails OS on my VirtualBox. I won't recommend you do it though, because installing Tails on a VirtualBox won't be as secure as installing it on a USB drive. So let's start the video by saying that if you want to skip any parts of the video, you just need some part of the information. I'm gonna put some timestamps for this video so you can skip all the yapping. Let's go to the download. To download Tails, you're just going to search on your browser Tails OS. You're going to this site right here. You're gonna click on install Tails. You're gonna select for me it's going to be Windows, but if you're from Mac OS or Linux, you're going to select your operating system. For me it's going to be Windows, so I'm going to click on Windows, and it's going to give me the basic requirements. Second thing you want to download is going to be Balena Etcher. We're going to use this program to flash our USB, making the USB a live boot USB. So we're going to click on Etcher for Windows. You're going to download it. I already have downloaded it before, so I don't need to. But if you're from macOS or Linux, same thing as for Tails. You're going to download the macOS distribution or the Linux distribution. Here we are on Balena Etcher. It's very simple as it's GUI. It's very beginner friendly. You can use any other flasher program, but if you're new or you are unexperienced, I recommend the Balena Etcher. It's really easy to use. You just go here, you flash from file, you select your ISO file. It's going to be this, Tails and D6, a bunch of numbers, .ISO. It's going to load, then you're going to select your target. It's going to be your USB drive. I have not any USB drives connected, but it's going to be right here. The first one it's going to pop up. You see here that there are some warnings. For example, all of these drives are the system drives, so don't click on this, please. You're gonna then press flash, and it's going to take 10 to 15 minutes. After that, you can just restart the computer, plug in your USB, and press your keys to access the BIOS or to access the boot sequence, and you're gonna select the USB drive, and it's going to power up Tails. So if you want to download it for a virtual machine, I don't recommend this as I already said before, but if you want to download it on a virtual machine, you're just going to press on new. You're gonna put the name. You can put whatever you want. For me it's going to be Tails OS YouTube. Fuck's sake. Okay, yeah, YouTube. Then you're gonna search the folder you want to download it on. I'm gonna select another drive for me. I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna create a new folder named VirtualBox. I'm going to call it Tails. Then we're going to select the ISO file. We're going to in the download folder. We're going to select the ISO file of Tails and D, and it's going to automatically detect the system. I'm going to recommend you to press this for the base, so you set up manually the software of Tails. Then you're gonna select the amount of memory you want to put for the virtual machine. For me it's going to be 16 gigabytes, for you it's going to be 8 is enough. It's 8 processors for me. Then we're going to create the virtual disk. For me it's going to be 20 gigabytes. As it said before, it requires only a USB drive of at least 8 gigabytes, so 20 gigabytes are going to be plenty to work in. It's going to give us an overall, and we can just start our virtual machine right now. So here we are with Tails OS. You can see that this is going to be the setup page. You're going to select your language, your keyboard layout. I'm going to stay with English. For the keyboard layout, I'm going to select Italian, my keyboard. Then we can here create the persistent storage. Here in the persistent storage is basically going to be a storage that is going to be persistent. So every time you reboot Tails, this storage is going to stick the same. You can put some documents, browser bookmarks, Wi-Fi password, and so on right in here. because every time you're going to restore tails, it's going to delete itself, but the persistent storage it's never going to be deleted. We're going to, if you want, you can add some additional settings. For example, the administration password, offline mode, and safe browser enabled or disabled, and the MAC address anonymization. I recommend you to leave all of this to the default settings. And we're going to start tails. So because we're using a VirtualBox, we can't use the persistent storage. But if you're going to use a USB drive, you already selected the persistent storage. You're going to use a password to encrypt the storage, so please remember the password and use a strong one. So let's go connect to Tor. We're going to press connect to Tor or hide my local network. Basically, he's asking us if we want to connect to Tor or we want to hide to our local network, so to our LAN or to our router that we are using Tor. If you are using Tor in for example, in a library, in a school, or in a workplace, or anywhere you don't want the administrator of the local network to know you're using Tor, you're going to select the second option. But if you're at home, you can just use this. You're going to use a Tor bridge if, for example, your country doesn't enable Tor connections. For me, it's safe, so we're going to use just connect to Tor automatically. We're going to connect to Tor. It's going to load it here. It's gonna take the first time 10 to 15 seconds, not so much. Now we're connected to Tor. We just press start Tor browser. It's going to launch Tor. It's going to take a few seconds, and yeah, right here we have Tor. So it's basically that's all. You have now working Tails distribution on your USB drive or virtual machine. You can go on settings. You can either customize your browser, or you can go on privacy security and select the level of security you're going to have on your Tor browser. There is standard, safer, and safest. And I recommend you to always use the safest option. Another thing I want to tell you about, if you write about.config, you just press accept the risk and continue. You're going to see all the options for Tor browser. One thing I recommend to do is search JavaScript right here. You're going to see JavaScript enabled here, and if some sites you may access on the deep web may require you to set this to false for security reasons. You can just set it on false. But as a warning, I want to say that some sites may not work as before, or may not work at all if you have JavaScript disabled. So guys, that's basically everything for this video. If you have any questions, please write them below in the comments. Please watch any other videos, like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Have a good day.